In this lonely ass world, it's getting colder. I'm not going nowhere if I cannot take my boat there. My mind was bred a little different, yeah, from my own past. If I see heat, why the fuck would I wanna go there? Mama, I make you smiling. Mama, your little nigga came from wildin'. Mama, always got in trouble, I was shouted. Mama, now I'm staring at shit. Mama, I'm the pilot. Mama, if I want something, I'ma go get it. Mama, swim with the sharks, piranhas, and fishes. Mama, it's so hard down here, God is my witness. Mama, I know where I'm going. Mama, I'm a fan. It's hard not knowing who is really gonna be there for me. I wish you could be here to see me the day I start touring. Shit be on my mind every second when I'm not recording. I'm waking up conversating with the Lord every morning. I mistakenly took the wrong path, I had to rewind. I fumbled trying to move too fast, I had to keep trying. Growing up, I got in trouble, told myself to keep lying. So much stress be building up, swear I be needing me time.
Good morning to the DMV and the rest of the world. This is your girl Reese, aka Best That Ever Did It, aka Mama Diesel, aka AM Morning, whatever you want to call me. Today, this is another installment of Tall Till Thursdays. And first, I would like to say good morning to my super producer, Mr. Molly. I call him Molly Moss because he's the Sea Moss boss. That's why. So, Mr. Molly Mall, $1 Million Moment, he's in the house. He's in the back doing his things. You know, he's like the unseen DJ. He's on the ones and the twos, queuing up everything so we can keep this party going. And I want to thank you and much, 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 much love. And to the rest of the people that making their way in. Man, they said before we get into what's going on in the show, Talk Till Thursday, can you believe there's an active shooter at the Capitol again? Good morning, Slicky. That's my big bro, DJ Slicky Woo Boo. I'm pretty sure he's just finishing up a show as well. But at the Capitol, again, they're going to have the arraignment for number 45 or D Trump. You know what I mean? And they have an active shooter situation, and they're going to be expecting high volume of people. 4:00, y'all. What's going to happen? They already had a prank call in to the Capitol. I don't know how prankish it was, but called into the Capitol yesterday, and you should have saw them people scrambling and evacuating. They do not want to have a repeat of January 5th of 6th insurrection, sorry, like they did earlier part of this year. But anyway, hey Kenneth, good morning to you, honey. How's everybody doing? Man, as I look around, our government is getting more and more sneakier and more sneakier by the moment. Can't get no more sneakier than what our government is. So I was talking a few months ago, we talked some time ago about them putting chips into people's hands, like the currency and all that good stuff, right? I want to share a video, and I want y'all to tell me, what are your thoughts? What are you thinking? And how do you feel? And would you sign up for this experiment? I mean, I'm just asking the question.
Would you let someone implant a microchip into your hand if you would receive $2,000 a month in return for getting a chip put in your hand? You heard me right. We'll give you universal basic income, basically 2,000 euros, $2,000 a month if you allow us to put a microchip in your hand. That's exactly what's about to happen as part of the rollout of the central bank digital currencies. That's a carrot for them to rope you into this mess. We'll get to that part of the story in a minute, the chip implantation process, not the corn chip, as Dan said in our chat, but a actual metallic tracking chip. But a new report just published this week by the Bank for International Settlements explains how our new digital money system is about to work. We've been warning you that this was coming for a long time on this show. Also, we weren't the only ones predicting this. It was predicted in a little book, you might have heard of it, called The Bible, The Mark of the Beast. For one thing, this is how this new system would operate. According to them, the Bank for International Settlements, the new reserve currency, forget the dollar as you know it, basically. This will be the new reserve currency, which is how they want to label it and how they are labeling it. This would be used to settle all transactions. As everyone moves away from the US dollar right now, this seems like perfect timing to be moving to this new system. So are they purposefully torpedoing the US dollar in preparation for a global new reserve currency? One might wonder, right? We don't believe in conspiracy theories around here, but you have to wonder. It could include the confiscation of all property, physical property. Here's a question. Would you let someone implant a microchip into your hand?
Now, if you guys know anything about the digital currency and everything that they have going on, they've been doing this for the last couple of years. As a matter of fact, they have launched it. That's how they do it over there in China and across in other countries in the U.S. The U.S. is late to catch up. But my question is, would you let them do that to you? I mean, are we saying what's $2,000 a month? You know, not knowing what the chip would do to your body or how they track it or how tracking it may affect or impact you, but would you do it for 2 G's? Blacks going to be lined up. Okay, Kendra said blacks are going to be lined up to do it. Right. I think they're targeting the low income people because that's who's going to be lined up to do it first. People with limited resources and money. That's who's going to be the first one to line up to do it. What it do, Slicky? Slicky said, Kenneth, my homie, Molly, everybody giving big up to each other. But people starting to finally see, but it's too late. I believe when they start talking about it, if that means it's already here. When they start talking about, oh, we're going to do this and do that, it's already here. So, and it's probably been here for the for the last 6 months or so. Here, right over here. Big ups, Alan. What's up? What's up, fam? That digital tracking system, would you let them put it in your hand? This is going to go somewhere in the palm so they can scan it for $2,000 more a month. And you're right, Ken, if people are going to be lined up. Like I said, the first people that are going to be lined up is going to be the people that don't have the money. The extra $2,000 a month, the way things are, when you got eggs costing you the price of the potatoes and the bacon and all that, just for a dozen of eggs. Yeah. And then they don't have any more, I don't know if anyone is aware of it, any more EBT. Certain people got to refill. They cut everybody off of EBT and took them down to a minuscule $68 a month. Yeah, so you definitely going to have people lined up to get the benefits and the services that they're cutting all across the board. And I just feel bad. I feel sad for our people because instead of them helping and giving us, they getting ready to use us as lab rats like they already have been. And they will continue to do so. But we got to stop it. We the people got to stop and say, okay, that's too much. But what they do, they hang a carrot in front of us. 2 G's, is that enough? 2 G's. Slicky said that bag of rocks. Okay. Alan, what he say? I'm planning on living off the grid. You know what? A lot of us gonna have to do that, because if you refuse to get that chip in your hand, and if that is how money is getting ready to turn into a chip in your hand, they're getting ready to do away with paper money. They control everything, your legal and illegal, because money ain't gonna be good no more. I guess won't nobody be able to buy or do anything illegal or pay for anything illegal or nothing. It's just like it's funny to me. It's funny because it's really not funny. Like I said, they've already rolled this out, and they've been doing this and implementing this just fine in other countries. But those other countries are not democracy. They're dictatorships. So if we live in a so-called democracy, why are they doing this to the currency, digital currency thing? They, you got to think about that. You got to think a little bit about that. What is Alan saying? Alan is saying, yep, he's planning to live off the grid. I don't blame you. I'm planning to go right off the grid with you, cuzzo. That's what I'm talking about. But enough of the political stuff. Y'all do your own research on that. I didn't plant the seed. Y'all plant it. I plant the seed. Y'all water it. Y'all let it grow. You dig up the research and do what you want to do with it. But you can't say that you didn't know about it. Even I told you this on the Morning Mac show a few months ago, back when I was talking about what they was doing in China. Knowledge is the power, and our people don't have the power to fix our future. Wait, yep. It always says, it even says in the Bible, our people perish for what? For lack of knowledge. And knowledge is that's what my son always say. Always say that. The lack of knowledge. I've been planning for 10 years. The location, the shelter, and everything. I know this sounds like something out of Terminator or something. We get ready to go with Skynet. And I know y'all heard about my girl Lizzo. They said that she was up there being abusive to the other big girls, and to being abusive and body shaming and making the other big girls lose weight. She really wanted to be the biggest star on her tour. I mean, that's funny. You a big girl. You're supposed to be representing proudly and be proud of what you are and your abilities, what you can do, right? But you trying to shame other people and getting on them about being big and then abusing other people. Ooh, girl, that's a no. So this is allegedly they putting these allegations on my girl. And if you are doing that, shame on you, honey. Shame on you. All righty, y'all. Let's get into what we came here for to talk about. And it's these badass kids. We got to do something about these kids. They are running amok. Badass kids grow up to be badass adults. Just look at DJ Slicky Woo-Boo. I'm just messing with you, Slicky. He about to say something smart. But let's get into the video, Mom. And this is why I say these are some badass kids.
Mommy! Mommy! Yes. Oh my God. not going to. Oh. What hold her this? This. Oh. That went away. Watch. Now you wait. Go like this.
Did y'all see that? Them kids is out of control. Now, what happened to get 911? Get adult help. What happened to that? What happened to? Did y'all see what them kids was doing? Me and my cousin was going over this video yesterday. We said, oh, they being some foster care because when I got up or woke up, I don't see, you don't know what happened to the mother, but even still, they was hitting her with the brooms, jumping on the boy, jumped in the middle of her back, like, watch this. And they said, Mommy won't wake up. Oh, that ain't gonna work. Threw cans on her head, threw containers on her head. What happened to go get help? What happened to that? You, as adults, we got to teach our children because we don't know when it will be a case of emergency. They have to keep their head and think logically. If you can't wake mommy up, call 911 or you go get an adult. Not jump on mommy back, hit her with the broom, throw cans and hit her in the head. I mean, come on now. Let's see what these people are saying. I mean, come on. No. There would be some whooped asses. I got up and saw the video. There would be some whooped asses. You hear it? You heard me? Okay, let me see what the people are saying. I can't see. Hey, Malik. Okay. Slicky said, okay, he's busy calling me a bag of rocks. Knowledge is power. Let me see. The thing about it is like when the comments come in, the other one pops down. Okay, and I can't see. I want to try to catch you up. Okay, see what the people saying. Education and training and knowledge and awareness. They should have educated and trained these kids not to do what they did. Okay. This must be put words day for Reese. This must be put, I don't know what Slicky trying to say. That's what a public education can get you nowadays. No one knows how to raise. No one knows how to raise a child in America. Trust me. Baby, Malik, you are right. I believe you. Yes. These are not bad. They are miseducated or misunderstood. The kids are misunderstood or miseducated. Children are product of their environment. That's very true, Kenneth. That's very true. Maybe these kids don't know, but they know enough to get a broom and start hitting and beating somebody. Where they do that at? They don't understand. Wow. But they understand enough to pick something up to crack you upside your head. Mom playing dead. She's the only one wrong. Yeah. Mom should teach these kids better. Mom should, this should be a learning experiment for the kids. If mom playing dead, put it like this: if mom playing dead, and I pick up the phone and call 911, and the police and stuff have to come, she ain't gonna play dead no more too many times, because that's a big no-no. And police do not like to be called falsely. And the kids, if 911, I've always told my son that something happened, call Grandma Sally, which is my grandma. He knew her number by heart. And 911, it was already programmed who he could call, who he should call. And I programmed that little joker one time a little too much because he called my grandmother because the number's already programmed in there. Where your mommy at? I didn't know he was up. And he snitched on me. Reese, what you over there doing? Huh? Who's on this phone, Tyreek? You don't be telling my business. But I didn't get them, but that's what I'm saying. The kids know the routine to get out in case of a fire, what to do in case of certain, and they're at that age, they should know that. They wasn't that little, and they were smart kids. That little boy said, watch this, and dropped them cans. Sorry, it's not funny, but it's so funny that it's funny. They took the broom, poking and prodding. You right, these kids do not, these kids got to know something. They knew to get them broom and that stuff to try to crack upside her head. Watch this. You hear the little boy say, watch this. He jumped in the middle of the mama's back. I don't know if she was playing dead or not. Kids are only bad as the parent allows them to be. Teenagers, on the other hand, can be a different story. In this video, that shit was staged so she could get the views. Was she going to get a CPS called on her ass? Because that's a big no-no. That's the, even doing stuff like that, that's considered abuse, traumatizing the child. That part. Traumatizing, yep. All right. Let's go to the next video, y'all.
Oh, that trying to teach you how to what though? Trying to teach you how to dang on the catch the fish. You got to be patient, son. Why you won't be patient? I'm trying to teach you. Then here playing. Well, what you wearing before you come out catching the fish?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my gosh! Oh my God! You all right? Something happened, Junior. Happened, Junior.
Help me! Help! Oh! Yeah! Oh Lord!
Tanky, what you doing?
Oh man! Oh!
Tanky, what you doing?
Thank you, Shula.
I would have whooped his natural black ass. I'm gonna just let you know. I'm putting it out there. Let me reiterate so you don't think you hearing things. I would have whooped his natural black ass. Yes. Kick me off the internet. I'm just telling you what would happen. Whoop that ass.
But we get kicked off of Facebook for replaying the daggone video. But I wanted to show y'all that story. Now, that's the child. Do you think that child deserves to get his butt beat? Is that child a product of the environment? What that child did? Children are not bad. Ain't that what you said, Kenneth? Do you think that little boy is displaying bad behavior? But he's not bad, Monty. Children are not bad. They're only products of their environment. Discipline. My grandparents always said is the children should have a natural, healthy, what I mean healthy fear of their parents, knowing that if they do something wrong, they're going to be faced with consequences and repercussions. Because as an adult, when you go ahead in this world, there's always consequences and repercussions of our choices. Kids got to learn that too. I would have told that little joker would be right with them other little kids. Because they would have, oh yeah. And that is so messed up. Good thing the water wasn't deep where the man, because he was on crutches. Did y'all see that? He was on crutches. Molly, show that video one more time to show that the man was on crutches for the people. Did y'all see that part when the man fell in with the crutches and everything, and the lady videotaped it? It was like, help him, help him, help him. That little boy was big. But I know some kids that's actually rambunctious like that. I know some children that's actually like that. I'm pretty sure we all know some kids like that. Some kids are just full of mischief. Look at that, y'all. When the man on crutches, He's trying to show his grandson. I think his grandson or son. Let's play that again. It happened so quick. Let's play that again. It happened so quick. See when he went, the man was on crutches. They was like saying, help him, help him. I don't know what happened to the sound went up, but he pushed the little boy pushed the man off the pier, off the dock. Ain't that something? Ain't that is something. Let me see. Kitchens and 2 others are watching with you. Oh, Kiki, hey, Kiki. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. I don't know if I'm frozen. No, I'm not frozen because I can see everything's still moving. So that's good. Yeah. Little fella, that is so funny. He gonna push somebody off the pier. These kids these days, I'm telling you guys, are off the freaking chain. Off the chain. Molly said, my nephew hit me up. Wait a minute. My nephew hit my sister hair. Oh, my nephew lit my sister's hair on fire when she was asleep. Oh, I know some kids that did that too, Molly. They did your sister suffer a lot of damage. Where did he get the lighter from? What was it? It's like, how did he know? Back in the day when they used to braid your hair, and the kids, well, I ain't gonna say what kids it was. Some kids saw burning the ends of the braids, right? So they said they was gonna do that to their own little sister head. But that wasn't no synthetic hair. That was, oh Lord, baby suffered 3rd-degree burns. That was terrible. But they get it from watching adults. They didn't know no better. They knew they watch us a lot. And back then, when you braid the hair, you burn the ends of it to get the braid. They still do it now. Or now they dip it in water, hot scalding water. That will cause 3rd-degree burn too. But it took the little girl ponytail, and what made it so bad, the mama just done the little girl hair, so the girl hair was greased. That ponytail went up in flame with the little girl head. That wasn't funny. It was bad, but it wasn't funny because she got some burns in her on the scalp from the grease. I guess the fire didn't reach it, but the oil got hot. Woo, I tell you. Kids do some of the darndest things. These kids, we really got to do. Sleeky said he would have burned his fingers. Ooh. Oh, you burnt the baby fingers. Don't do that. Then CPS really would be called. Well, I see my Phoenix popping in.
Hello. How are you?
We fine. We talking about these kids. Did you see the last segment?
What'd you say?
Did you see the last clip when the little boy threw the man in the water, pushed the man in the water?
No, I just grabbed my phone.
Oh, baby, we got to go back so we could see that clip. But because it's quite funny. But this next clip is even cuter. I think this redeems for all the bad kids clip that we saw earlier. I think this is my good. Is this my clip? Let me see. What clip is this one?
When you tell your toddler no, she gets on her fake phone and call her daddy. When you tell your toddler no, she gets on her fake phone and call her daddy.
little girl loved her daddy, and she also know who running things. She go straight to the daddy, running things.
Call her
I'm gonna
that.
pick up my phone. I'm gonna tell her, you mom, where the fake photo that when I was a little girl, their daddies had superpowers. Like we know daddies do. So to Monty and Malik and Molly, all you daddies out there, the island, y'all know y'all be like that with them little girls, making us think that y'all got superpowers. Daddies are the superheroes of the world, real superheroes. Cause you on the fake phone
Yes,
call.
they are. Yes, they are.
See, that's how important our men really are to the village. That's how it's supposed to be. The men, every little child, boy or girl, their heroes should be their daddies. That was so adorable, child. That was so adorable. That really was. That makes up for almost makes up for them other clips of them other little rascals. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's show the next clip. This is funny to me.
One thing when they took that discipline away from us, because when they made our parents afraid to discipline the children, then what happened? We found out that the teachers were afraid of the principals were scared of the superintendents was scared of the school board was scared of the parents were scared of the children, and the children ain't scared of nobody. One thing when they took that discipline away from us, because when they
now that is indicative of the system and how we can look out at our youth today. We can tell that wasn't reared the same way that we were. It was different times and everything. That is true. But discipline is discipline. Being a leader in your child's life is still being a leader in your child's life, no matter what generation that is. We dropped the ball. Yes, we did. After the kids born, after the 70s and stuff, they dropped the ball somewhere down the long line. But it was supposed to happen because the way that the agenda set up, it was set up for us to drop the ball. For what's to happen, so they could continue to mass incarcerate us, so they could continue to mass kill us, so they could continue on the agenda to do what they were intended to do. We helped them when we took that discipline away. And that lady did not lie about nothing she said. How it trickles down. That's sort of like that Me Too movement. Everybody's coming out the woodwork now, and everybody's scared of saying something. But the kids, they ain't scared of nobody. They running havoc on everybody else.
But the thing is, they're not afraid, but they really do want guidance. They really do need discipline. And discipline doesn't only mean to whoop your child. Discipline means to teach. So whether not everybody think that children I have, and I'm working.
Wait a minute, Weezy, you going too fast and talking to the mic.
Okay, I said, it's true. I said, but discipline does not only mean to spank your children. Discipline means to teach, to show and guide them. And a lot of them, they are not afraid, but they still need guidance. They want guidance. And they're out here just doing all this crazy mess because they want somebody to guide them, teach them, tell them something, and we can still teach them without spanking, or if you need to spank them, you know what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. But it's still your responsibility. Our responsibility as parents to teach our children. And if you don't teach them, this is why.
Yeah. We supposed to teach. But why are we scared to teach nowadays? Why are we scared to guide or to say something right? Because the children are so sensitive that yelling at your child is considered abuse. They call CPS. That's the baloney. Like I said, my aunt, her daughter said something. She said, if you yell at me or if you touch me, I'm gonna call my guidance counselor and they're gonna come and lock you up.
And what your aunt do?
And feed you? She just said, go to your room. That to me, that wasn't enough. Because in her room, she has her phone, the laptop, her internet. That's where they stay locked up at anyway. That's not no punishment. You know, and
Yeah,
he
you gotta take the stuff out the room. Take if you're gonna do that.
you be on there with a mattress. You be reduced like they do in prison. You be reduced to that. And you get your bread and your water. Because that's not child abuse. It said you had to feed them. And it said what you had to feed them. You don't get no Kool-Aid, no soft drink, no nothing. You get water. You don't get substance to sustain you. Oh,
I do. 'Cause I'm like, I told my children, I said, and I still tell them this to this day. I said, let me tell you something. The minute you feel the need to call the police or somebody on me, it's gonna be the day I'm gonna beat your ass until they come get you. And when they come and get you, that's where you stand. My children have never ever called the police on me because, for one, I don't have to beat the crap out you to teach you, but you're not gonna play on me either. And then I have teenagers who think it's time to play again. You know, we all go through the process. We all have been there. So you try to work on them, but you still have to let them know. Listen here, no, because I don't spank them anymore, but I will grab that ass and jack your ass up. And don't make me have to jab you. I ain't jabbed them though, but if I have to, I might.
But you know what? But that's because when the parents not sticking together. See, because the mom can't discipline the children because the dad protects them and don't back the mother up. He'll say stuff like, "Don't hit my child."
That's true. That is so true. And the other way around, because most of the time it's the mother saying the father not to hit the child because we feel like they're too harsh. But the thing is, like you said, we have to stick together as parents. Even if y'all don't live together or y'all not together no more, you have to come together when it comes to
children. Talking to the phone.
Okay, I said you have to, even if you're not together, if you don't live together, you have to come together at least to how to discipline or raise them together, because they can play y'all against each other. Kids are known for that. We all have tried to do it, even if you in the household with your parents, kids try to do that. But what your mom say, what your daddy say, well, daddy cannot do it, mommy cannot. We all have done that, tried it, but you have to stay united front. And that's so I'm no longer with my children's father. We're divorced. And it was like that for a long time because he was angry with me. He would go against anything I said. It was always your mother, this and that, your mother, this and that. And so it had got to the point where I said, look, no. And I would tell him in front of him what I said so he would know what I said. Now, one thing he will, if they try to get smart, he will say something to them. But that's if I'm around. I don't know what he does when I'm not around because I know he used to talk a lot of stuff. And then I would know the difference when they came home because of their attitude and the things they would say. So now they're older and we're dealing with that seed implantation. And I'm getting stuff that I'm like, yo, where is this coming from? So I have to go back in and get them situated because stuff that he done implanted and not even realize that's what he was doing is coming out now. Because I have never, ever talked bad about their father. They don't know none of the issues as to what's going on with, why we divorced. They think, or they honestly believe I left him for somebody else because that's what he told them. And they believe, not all of them, but my youngest daughter feels that I never loved her father, that I don't love her father because this is what he told them. So now this is coming out in my 8-year-old. So I'm dealing with that. But and still, you can have your feelings. You can feel that way, but who are you talking to? No, we're not doing it. So you have to, like you said, with both the parents, especially if y'all don't live together, you're battling how the other person did with the children. And even with me, because I can be too soft. I'm going to be honest. I can be too soft or give too many chances. Their father, he's like, he doesn't really give chances. He has become a little more lenient because he used to be really, really hard. But, he had to deal with that. He felt like I was too soft. I felt like he was too hard. But then over time, we had to, hey, this is what we're going to do. We had to get to the point where I was like, look, I told her that you can't do that. Or he told me, hey, they can't do this. Okay. That's how we at now. If he says something or he wants to do something, he'll tell me, and that's how, and vice versa. So it took a while to get to this point because he was fighting against me. I never fought against him, but now it's like, look, they're getting older, and all this ignorant nonsense I ain't got time for because they live with me, and if they try me, I'm gonna have to throw some hands.
Mm.
And if you don't want that to happen, you better stop, trying to do against me because I'm the one that takes care of them.
Right.
And I also have to talk to them because I don't care who said and how they said it.
I'm your
Follow
mom.
me. Don't
That's
play with
right.
me. Exactly. I'm your mom. I don't mistreat you. I don't talk to you any type of way. I'll call you out your name. And you see how your friends' parents treat them. You want me to treat you like that? Because I will.
See, a lot of kids don't realize just how good they got it because my nieces and nephews they come from good background, go to good private school, raised where they don't want for nothing. At 15 they had vehicles. When
Oh no.
they get their own credit cards, they have everything that they want. Okay, everything that they need, and mostly everything that they want. And that is no room for you to be. How can you call CPS to say you abusing me, or if you touch me, or if you? I'm like, wait a minute, little girl. My DNA would be all over your ass because my fingerprints would be all over that body if you touch me. Not only am I going to touch you, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to whoop you. You came out of me. And if you think that you have a better life, let them come and get you. Leave behind your vehicle, your credit card, your outfit. You didn't even little girl even got a credit card.
Yeah, but that's their fault though. We do that. We create these monsters and get upset. We create them and get upset when they become monsters. That's her fault. That's our fault as parents. We do that. But that don't mean she can't correct it. She
right.
can correct it.
That's what I'm saying. I'll be correcting it all upside her little behind. Her behind, how they say, I will whoop her natural black. she would get that spanking. Yes, she would. Yeah, and then I'm glad I wasn't around in here because I'd have yanked her up my damn self. You respect adults. You don't talk to your mama or your daddy that way. I don't care what your mama called your daddy or what your daddy called your mama. You don't do that. And they should have became on a united front on that. You don't talk to your parents.
But they also, exactly, and they still have to be the example. That's why I say, you can tell the child, they won't act that way in front of you, but they might act that way in front of somebody else because you're not being an example. And because
we give up, because we don't try to make monsters. We try to make better versions of us because we try to give them what we never had, thinking that would make them better.
Right. But what it is, we learn, we got character from our lack. We got character. And I said not to give your children things, but you should teach them or make them earn it or show them. It's just things that we have to do. And I felt that way too. I didn't want to do certain things because of what I experienced with my parents and my father. And that kind of made my children a little less responsible than I was, Of course, I'm not going to leave my kids or put my children on them like, it was with me. But now that I realize that, okay, because I didn't do certain things, they don't have as much responsibility. I've started to put certain responsibilities on them because you have to look at yourself and see the mistakes that you make because we're the one raising them. And I'm like, okay, Weezy, this, you got to correct this. So you do have the opportunity to correct it. You do have the opportunity, whether, I don't care how far off them kids are, you can still reel them in. You got to gain their trust because, and show them better. You have to change in order for them to change.
Yeah, you definitely do. What does Kenneth say? He said a lot of children don't know how good they have it with their parents. I wish I had a chance to experience good parenting when I was a child. You and me both, Kenneth. And I wonder if I did get, like my cousins, like I saw some of the other kids and stuff, would that have changed me? Would that have made me not thankful or grateful? Lee.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Would that, because what we go through makes us who we are, right? What we experience makes us have that integrity, have that accountability that we put on ourselves because what we go through. But if I got everything that I needed, if I didn't have to get out, didn't go to work, would I know the value of $1? Working for
Heck no.
$1.75.
Heck no.
Would I know? Would I think that my parents is the ATM? Tyree was little one day, and he wanted something. I think it was McDonald's, and I said, I don't have any McDonald's money. He said, sure you do. Just go to the ATM and get it. What? Is that how you think adults get money? They just go to the ATM? Then I had to explain to him, no, you got to earn the money that goes into the bank, and the ATM just give you access to your money. If mommy don't earn enough money to have this extra fund, we can't have that. That goes back to that. But he just said, sure, you got the money. Just go to the ATM and get it.
Right. Or send it to him.
It's like boy. And I took the blame on that, but he got a job when he was 16. I had made him get one. I said, because I had one because I had to. And I used to say, well, if you go to work and get good grades in school, you don't have to work. That was my mistake, my fault. Because by letting them have a job at an early age, let them have some type of responsibility, let them show or know how to make money. And every child, black, brown, blue, purple, need to know that, especially in today's society. The way things is, that earning power and what a dollar really is.
Yeah.
And how hard you gotta work
for that
money.
$1, honey.
And my little cousin, and I would always say this, I don't know what I want to do. You can go to college. What do you want to do? I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. Get a job at McDonald's or fast food.
Make
and
money.
then you know what you definitely don't want to do. You know you don't want to be flipping burgers, mopping floors, or cleaning up the toilet down in public.
Which is, let's put out there, there's nothing wrong with those who do that.
No, it ain't nothing wrong with those who do that.
But if you have the opportunity to do something else, put the effort into doing it. You know what I'm saying?
You better choose wisely. You got to make better decisions. So when you say, oh, I don't know what I want to do. No, you don't know what you want to be, but you know what you don't want to do. Because them kids didn't want to do none of that kind of stuff out there we was doing as a teenager. I used to say, I can't wait till I do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to get a job doing this, and I'm going to do this. I can't wait. If they don't never know what it is to work, they don't know how to get out there and experience. They think the world is easy. That's why they so soft. That's why they so soft. Because they got to get some calluses on their hands like we did. There ain't nothing wrong with a little work, and it gives you pride in yourself. When you start earning your own, that don't nothing feel good. You're earning your own money. That's what you work for. And you can look at it and say, oh, this is not enough. Then you know you got to step your game up to make more. Yep.
That's what I did too. I was working before I was supposed to be working, but legally I've been working since I was 15. And and it felt good to get that check, and it felt I had to pay rent too, but it felt good to go to work and make your money and be like, wow, I did this, and have fun and meet friends and just different things you do. And so my kids, my oldest son, he did not have a summer job, but when he was a teenager, but he works now, And my next child, she was supposed to be working at Six Flags, but she kept missing her stuff, doing everything but going to the thing. But like I told her, I said, listen here, you're going to work because you like to buy things, you like things, you want money, and I will provide you what you need. Some of what you want, but there are things that you're going to have to learn to provide for yourself. I start showing them how much things cost. I'm teaching them about budgeting. I sent them to a financial literacy class, made them do that. There are different things that I did not learn outside of teaching myself or learning on my own, that I'm teaching them and allowing them to get around folks to learn, because I want them to be prepared, and you're going to have to learn how to get out there and what it takes to work for what you want. Because it ain't just going to keep coming from mommy. Liz said at 15 years old, I gave my rules, 1890. At the age of 18, you have 90 days to have that own. You respect and will take care of what we have more when you earn, 90 days. Oh, wow. Well, see, and then that's the thing about a man too, because they know how it is. Men have it a lot harder. We have it hard out here, but men have it like a extra war they have to fight through certain things. And so I think that's kind of why they're more rough, especially on their boys, than they are on their girls. So yeah, teaching them as I learned about Craig. Yeah, me too. And so my thing is, as a mom, I want my children to be prepared. But you're not grown at 18. I don't care what nobody say. I was a mother at 18. That don't mean I was ready to be a mom. I was working and paying bills. That don't mean I was ready to be out there on my own. I mean, I do it. I still had to do it. But I guess it depends on your child. Whatever you do, whatever you feel is best is okay, as long as you teach them right.
Right. When I was 18,
Molly said white society, right.
I was out there on my own right after I got off for punishment, because and that's the lie that I was told all of my life. When you
right after you get off for punishment.
But no, because I was always told that lie. My grandparents, when you 18, you grown. When you 18, you grown. So when I turned 18, my cousin Tabia took me to Kilimanjaro nightclub, and I stayed out all night long. I thought I was grown at 18, but I wasn't. When I got in the house, don't you know she punished me? And then she gave me that speech, when you under my house, my rules, you do what I say.
Yeah, but that's not what they told you. They told you you were grown at 18.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
You knew that I did something wrong.
You got to teach them what you want to do. Don't keep saying, no, you ain't grown at 18. Ain't nobody grown at 18. Nobody.
So I moved out with my cousin. I learned a valuable life lesson. I learned, did I learn? Oh my gosh, did I learn? But my grandparents was nice enough to let me come back home. And then when I moved out the last time, I never have to go back home again. But by then, my grandfather had passed, and when I came back home after I moved out with my son, I never came back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So my son was in my stomach, and it was just a lot of stuff, life lessons going on, and I had to do adulting. When my grandfather passed, let me tell y'all how scared I was. I cried like a baby, because I said, who's going to take care of me now?
Oh, wow.
In my mind, yes. I got stomach sticking out here, but I didn't mean financially. I meant spiritually, and always telling me what to do. Because you always look for your grandparents and for guidance. And my grandfather was the head of the McFarland family through and through. Even though
that's true, Molly.
That brand stuff. What Molly say?
Molly said, put it back up, Molly. He said, at this age, you should be this or that. He basically talking about white society. He said, people never stop growing up. I know some old ass kids out here in their 50s to 80s. Yes, that's true, because they put you out there, you don't get to develop. And then I found out that you don't stop developing as a child till you're 25 mentally. Like, and a lot of people had to grow up too fast, and they still, like he said, 50 to 80 years old, acting like kids. And there's nothing wrong with being childlike or having childlike behaviors. But you have to know how to be responsible. And if you pushing people or forcing people out when they're still children and don't have that time to develop, and you're not teaching them nothing, they're going to keep failing. Good morning.
Well,
so
I left on my own because I wanted to be grown at 18. I felt as though I had a job. I was out of school. I was working. And I felt as though, you know what? I need my own place, because I needed some of these rules. I need to set some rules. And I wasn't forced to leave home. I left home the first time. Silly me. Like I said, but I respected my grandparents enough to stay on punishment for them 2 weeks.
Right.
And then afterwards, I told my grandma I'm living, and she laughed at me. She said, okay. And then she said, if you go out there, you're not coming back. But my grandfather said, you could come back. Because I was like, I don't need to come back. You know, because I'm thinking like, I don't want I need
Because
to
you
come
think
back.
you're grown. Because you don't know what life is. You don't know life. What the hell is life? At 18 years old, your friends. Molly, put Kenneth. He said most parents put their children at the age of 18. Molly, we do this a lot in the Black community. We should equip children better instead of just throwing them out. I see a lot of Hispanic communities don't kick their children out. They help them get their own place. We just go put them out for the wolves. That's what I told my children. I said, let me tell you something. You don't have to leave until you're ready. You got to go. But I want to make sure you are prepared and you are ready. When they start working, like they get a certain age, I'm going to start taking a certain amount of money for them. I'm going to save it because they have savings account and we'll put it in their account. When they're ready to move out, they will have money to move. I don't want my children feeling like they can't talk to me or can't come home or can't, they're still kids and they got to learn.
Talking to the microphone, Weezy.
I said college students are still kids, and you put your kids out not knowing a thing about life. Why you want to kick them out to learn what life is? Life is hard.
Exactly. I'm proud of my two cousins because both of them are homeowners. One is 26. She bought a house in Missouri.
All right.
What's that? St. Louis, the Kansas City, St. Louis. Anyway, with the job, and both of these are college students. Their moms, stuck in there with them. Both of my cousins, and they raised some dynamite little girls. And they stayed home. They say, you don't want to get an apartment, save your money, put a down payment on your own home.
Yeah.
And they did that. And they bought townhomes. But while they was home, they were saving their money. They bought a car. They was paying on their student loan. They got the jobs that they went to school for. And these two girls, these two young women are thriving. And I'm so proud. When I found one just got her house last Tuesday. And I was like, yay. And then Janelle had got her house a couple of months before that. And I was like, yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Congratulations. Awesome. That is wonderful. But you have to set them up for them to know. You can't just throw them out here. Hey, I had to learn the hard way for you. Why do we make things harder for other people? If you know something, you should teach it. Why do you want now? I'm not saying you're supposed to baby them the whole time, but teach them something. Some of these lessons we learned the hard way. Teach your children and those around them so they don't have to deal with that. That if they want to be hard-headed, then they got to bump their head. But if they want to learn, they're willing to learn, teach them. Don't just sit them out here so they be looking crazy.
Well, these girls did it. One's 26 and one's 27. And Deidre and Reese Ann, kudos to y'all mamas. Kudos to y'all. They started off as single parents now, and then they was blessed to find some good men to not only love them but their child as well and build lives together. You don't see those kind of success stories every day. So kudos go off to these women who had these children that end up doing awesome stuff because we all came up hard together. We worked, teenager going to school. We had the values what we needed to do, and they did it. They stuck in there with them girls, with all of their kids, and I set that foundation and was able to be there to get them what they need. And they was hard mothers. They wasn't nothing nice. Oh, Reese Ann and Deidre was tearing up asses. You hear me? But them girls had a healthy fear of their parents. Deidre was going to throw her child over the grave.
Let's see. Lee said nice and proud. Slicky said with a child's heart. And yep, that's true. Molly said congrats to the queens and the parents who raised them. Lee said congratulations. Slicky said at age 13, my mom started to tell me 18, you out. She meant it and did it. Wow. Kenneth said, I'm still learning and I'm in my late 30s. The streets and OGs like DJ Slicky and the Nation Brother taught me that the bright side of things. Yep. Lee said healthy fear. Yeah, that's important. That's important. It's not healthy fear of you. You don't want your child to not, you want them to it's respect at the end of the day. And you don't want them to be so afraid that they running like you had to leave. And you want them to be respectful and know the difference between playing with me and not playing with me. You know what I'm saying? They need to know. Yeah. So that's good. Healthy spirit, exactly. It's like respect. It's respect.
Yeah, I'm so proud of them. And both of my cousins are successful themselves too.
Yes,
I
they
mean, in
had
their
an
career,
example.
in
They
their
had an
career
example.
path.
That's important. Examples. You have to be the example for your children. I don't care what you tell your
Yeah.
children. If you're not showing them what you tell them, they're gonna go against everything you say, and they're not gonna trust you. So you gotta be an example. Lead by example. Even if you mess up, you can fix it. It's okay. We all make mistakes. We all fall. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, it's not how you fall, but it's how you get back up.
And
It's that
don't
bounce back game that really matters. Well, it's a bounce back. It's time for us to bounce on out of here. Tomorrow is Freaky Friday, and that's when we actually do go over a little bit. I'm trying to get better about doing the shows, ending on time, y'all. I don't know if y'all noticed that.
Yes, ma'am.
Doing better.
Molly said, hold on, Molly said, sound like they got help until they was ready. Let's help these kids become women and men. Yes, indeed. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Yes, they did. They did. You know, and I feel like them are my girls. And then my 17-year-old, my Aunt Pam's daughter, 17-year-old, getting ready to go off to college. And she doing, I mean, like, woo, the kids, go get them, kids, go get them. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, Slicky said
You
these
know?
two. Oh, thanks, Kenna, for the compliment. Oh, that's right, Slicky. You be that OG and help these young men out here.
Look, before I get out of here, I don't know if y'all know, but on November the 5th, I will be at Arlington Draft House with Dave Carter. Just call my name. Yes, and people, they're taping this live. So he's filming. I'll be part of a film. So I'm so excited. So he's filming this, and he got your very own Reese Reed from the Morning Mac Show. He said, I've been watching you. He said, you funny, you hilarious. He said, boom. And when he said, come on, I said, okay, here we go. Yes. The Arlington Draft House, November the 5th, 2023. Doors open at 6. Showtime starts at 7. Y'all come out. Tickets are cheap. Tickets are $30 for premier seating. That's almost gone. But general admission is $20. Arlington Draft House. It's a nice spot for anybody who hasn't been. Come on out, November the 5th. Make sure y'all be there. I have my boy Fishbone used to say, be there.
Be there.
And they're filming. So if you in the film, you be sitting out there in the audience, they catch you, boom, boom, boom. Guess what? You in the film too, y'all. I'm excited. I'm so excited. And I'm going to stack at the bar. For those of y'all who seen my comedy act, y'all know what I mean. When I say I'm going to make sure the bar is fully loaded.
Oh my goodness. And yeah, and what Mom said, best spot I've seen for that's cool.
For comedy. Because the way it looks, the theater, the stage is nice. And the way they have it sit, and yes, it is handicap accessible. So I was able to get up and down with my cane.
Oh yeah, Slicky said jam time on YouTube and Facebook with Slicky DJ. I mean DJ Slicky Woober. Also, on August 12th at 6 to 12 p.m., we're doing another rooftop event. It's $15 ticket, so if you would like to come, reach out to me or reach out to anybody, Guillermo, Teleme Rock, Star, or Quick.
Okay, and it says August
the 12th, yeah, 12 at 6 o'clock p.m., 6 to 12.
Okay, that's what's up. Definitely. Tomorrow, Freaky Friday, we're going to get some comedians on here. We're going to some special guests on here. I want it to be another men's show because I think we need to have our men back. We've been talking about the men. So if any men out there that want to come on the show tomorrow to participate in a respectably way, you know, we're going to laugh and clown, but to give each other space and respect, please hit me up, myself or Molly, so we can get y'all on the panel. The men, come on out. Come on out, and we're going to talk about some stuff. Ladies, get your questions ready, because I would prefer an all-men panel, excluding Weezy. Me and Weezy don't count. We're going to be asking the questions. But the rest of y'all, we love y'all. Peace. Bye.